DJ Jefferson, good to see you lighting the candle over there. What's going on?
What's going on? 2 games away from the worst thing that could possibly happen. More worse than you winning the fantasy league.
It's not going to happen.
Okay.
As you hear the cackling from over in that position.
It's not going to happen.
What do we do? Rich, how can we stop this?
I don't know.
It's not going to happen.
Help us, Rich. Your only hope.
Here's how we're starting the show. I am genuinely concerned about my Golden State Warriors right now. I am genuinely concerned about my Golden State Warriors right now because they are focused on the wrong stuff. They are focused on the wrong stuff. They shouldn't be looking for earmuffs. They got to get something going on off the bench. They got to get something going on with Draymond Green. They got a good game from Klay Thompson last night, one of his best games in the playoffs.
They did get a good Klay game.
Okay? If you had told me going into Game 3 that my Warriors were going to get a combined 36 from Curry and Thompson, I'd say, okay, 56. I'd be okay, we're good in the hood here. 56.
36, you'd be in trouble.
Oh, I know that. You tack on Wiggins 18, I'm like, okay.
Yep.
Okay. But when you give up 27, 26, and 24 to Brown, Tatum, and Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart.
And you get hardly anything out of Draymond Green, you are in trouble. You are in absolute trouble. Draymond Green, folks, last night, the rare almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stat line. 1 block, 2 turnovers, same number of points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 6 fouls. Just missing the 5 there. Or the 5 was the bye-bye that was waved at him by the potty-mouthed Celtics fans. And again, this is the sort of stuff that you hear from teams
who lose.
Yeah. This is the stuff you hear from teams who lose, complaining, focusing on the wrong stuff. And I know I'm just cherry picking sound bites here, but sometimes sound bites are indicative of a mindset and a drain potentially beginning to circle. And this is what everyone's talking about today when it comes to the Warriors, because the Warriors we're used to seeing in the NBA Finals winning more than not and imposing their will. Here was Klay Thompson last night when he was asked about the crowd, because this series, as you know, moved to Boston. In case you were wondering where it was, couldn't notice the makeup of the floor, the design of the floor, and the color of the.
They burned his name in the parquet floor.
Okay. In case you didn't notice, you didn't hear it. This is the question of Klay Thompson everybody's talking about today.
Crowd in the environment tonight, and how much was that a factor in the game?
It was not a factor. We played in front of rude people before, dropping F-bombs with children in the crowd. Real classy. Good job, Boston.
I love Klay Thompson. I mean, come on.
Shut up. I mean, it's 10 o'clock at night.
Well, I mean, the kids are definitely in bed.
Yeah, I mean, or
look, it's Boston, Massachusetts. It could have been the kids using those words.
Come on.
Look, honestly, this is, and he played a terrific game, and this, I don't believe, is the reason why they lost last night. But it is indicative of their mindset. I mean, this is a team that's won a road playoff game in 24 consecutive series. I want to hear something from you. It doesn't matter. I mean, we've heard this language before. We've been in tough spots before. We've got rings from this whole thing. We've been here before. You know, more power to them. Bring it. That's what I don't know. Where did that come from? I saw a video on Twitter of somebody posted in response to this soundbite from Klay Thompson of LeBron being cursed in a pretty nasty manner by a Warrior fan leaving in an NBA Finals game. Smash cut to Klay Thompson on the podium as the winner, basically saying, yeah, I guess quit crying. I'm essentially paraphrasing. He didn't use those words, but that's his phrase. And now he's like, good job, Boston. Like, where's the toughness of the Warriors? The toughness of the Warriors is the imposition of will by not only the shooting, but also Draymond Green. And Draymond Green is absolutely not showing up in this series in the same way that we have seen him show up in championship series. And here is him assessing his own play. By the way, using some potty mouth language with his own son sitting next to him.
Yeah.
Feel you played like. What was the difference this game?
Just think I never found a rhythm. Really on both ends of the floor. So not enough force, but just got to find the rhythm quicker.
And so here's where it's going as well. The stuff with Draymond Green, when it doesn't go well, and the stuff with the Warriors doesn't go well with Draymond Green, here's the issue, is when his mouth and his very significant advantage of getting in your face doesn't work because he's not imposing his will with his passing. By the way, he cracked the top 10 list in terms of all-time assists for the NBA Finals. You know, who's next on the list is Hondo. Is next on his list.
All that.
I mean, he normally beats you with his passing. He'll beat you with doing all the dirty work. But when the dirty stuff like throwing Jason Tatum down isn't working, and then all we're hearing instead is his sound bites and his commentary, not just after the game, but his own podcast, then comes the criticism of you're more interested in your podcast than you are in winning games, which is not fair. But that's the sort of stuff that builds, and then his frustration level builds. And if the game isn't going well and the third quarter burst that we saw again from them last night doesn't work, then you got a problem. When Draymond Green's stat line doesn't live up to his bullying on the court, and you can just laugh it off, that's when the frustration sets in the entire team, and they're starting to have rabbit ears about the potty mouth language of the crowd. And I'm genuinely concerned. Because Jordan Poole, the 30-point Jordan Poole burst off the bench, other than just some major wow 3-point splash at a buzzer in game 2, he just had 10 points. They're not getting anything off the bench. And they're not getting much from Draymond Green, and that might be all she wrote. And guess what? They didn't get 15 to 23 shooting from 3 from Horford, White, and Brown last night, and they still got whipped. So the Celtics are proving they can beat you in another way than just a 3-point barrage to come back in a fourth quarter in game 1 of this series.
Yeah, the Warriors made 2 more threes than Boston did last night. It was 15-13.
So you can't just look at the stat sheet and go, yeah, well, they're not going to do that again and we'll win. They didn't do it again in game 3. And you lost by double digits after coming back in the third quarter and making it a game. And the Celtics are like, screw you. See you later. I'm concerned about the Warriors there.